Hello everybody and welcome back to more Vergil's Downfall. This is my sensational run, since renamed from the first episode, because I figured halfway into making a full series that this should perhaps be one with a little bit more ambition. And what I mean by more ambition is, well, when I started this run I thought I'll just make a series of videos where I do all the missions and I try and get SSS rank, and if I died, I died, and as long as I got the SSS rank, then it wouldn't really matter. I'd be able to do whatever. But I realised that was perhaps not the best way to start out. Trying to. I think I'm okay with this game, so to just be able to say, well, yeah, I got SSS rank, doesn't even really mean anything. Because I don't mean to sound elitist, but when you play through the game and you're getting SSS on your second or third try, or even your first one, you have to realise that the score bar for getting SSS is really, really low. So what ends up happening is you have people who get SSS and they're about 35 million, and then at the top of the leaderboards you end up with people who got SSS and they're upwards of 100 million in the last mission. And most of that's due to Devil Trigger usage, because using Devil Trigger gives you a fuckload of points. But even a normal game, I think for mission 6 of this series that I plan to be commentating soon, I got 75 million for the last mission, and like that's not a gloat, that's just, you can get 75 million and get SSS, or you can get 48 million or whatever it is and still get SSS, and that doesn't seem right to me. And one of the bigger complaints that this game got when it came out is that the score system is way too lenient, because if you played one of the older Devil May Crys, you'll know how hard it was to even get above an A rank. And what's going on here? See, look, I'm sliding along the floor, I get hit. Like, I honestly, when I was playing, I couldn't move then. It was just Vergil spazzing out over nothing. Luckily one of the harpies is dead. And, well, anyway, getting back to the Devil May Cry 3 HD collection, I played that, and it's hard, because one of the categories for getting a SSS is damage, in Devil May Cry 3 at least. And I've never been the person to do something no damage, and I probably never will be, and I know a lot of people who are like me in that respect. But the skill barrier had to be so much higher back then, because now all you can really do is create your own challenge. You can play the game and you get the SSS, and that's fine, but you may not have played particularly well. Just because you get the SSS doesn't mean you did really greatly, it just means that you used different moves and you might have occasionally used Devil Trigger. Whereas back then, if you wanted to get a SSS, you had to not only do all those things, but you had to no damage the entire level, and those levels were not easy to no damage until you got really, really, really good at the game. And it's for that reason that you have to give the players that did the insane things that they did the props, really. Because now all you can really do, like I said before, is create your own challenge. You can say, like I'm doing now, I'm not going to die, I'm going to, get through the entire thing without using a continue. And that's nowhere near just the entrance level stuff that you have to do for Devil May Cry 3, and I get hit sloppily. I think that's the last time I get hit in this mission though. And the fact of the matter was that you had to do the entire mission flawlessly, and some of these missions were long. Nothing like these ones. I think mission 6 of Vergil's Downfall is probably the longest mission in there, and it makes sense because it's the last one. But it doesn't even really compare to quite a few of the missions from Devil May Cry 3, and the other Devil May Cries, I guess, to an extent. But anyway, I've spent at least 5 minutes talking about the stupid style system in this game, and I guess the thing I want to finish on is that they didn't do it right. I don't think they did the style system right. I think it's very good to for people who are just entering the game, and it was... I know that when I picked up the game, I thought it was brilliant because I was like, oh, Triple S, amazing! But it's not, and after you've been playing for a while and you know you're getting better, like, this footage was recorded sometime after the first episode of this series, and I feel that I've gotten noticeably better, and the only thing that really reflects that is my scores. And this footage, of course. And I wish that the game would actually reward you with something for getting better, for being able to show that you can do things that other people might not be able to. Because, for the most part, when you played Devil May Cry 3 and you got the 0 damage on your damage statistic for the mission, you knew you'd done something that not a lot of people could probably do. And I think I got a no damage once, and I think it was against Vergil for the final battle, and that was only in normal mode. It wasn't anything crazy like playing on Dante Must Die. And I guess that's one of the things that disappoints me the most with this game. And this game, I love this game, especially this DLC. I think it's fantastic. But there are things that really make you wonder what they were thinking. Even something as silly and trivial as just a line of text at the end of the level that said, hey, you took no damage, well done, and you got, I don't know, a times 1.25 to your score multiplier. That could make a lot of difference. That could make for some competition, but instead it's just spam Devil Trigger and Devil Trigger restoring items because the penalty doesn't account for the almost doubling your score that Devil Trigger gives you. It's... I don't know, I'm probably sounding quite negative, but I just wish there was something like that you could really compete with someone, just, you know, say, at least I got no damage, and be rewarded for that in game. Like, for example, if you got no damage on 3 missions, right, or even all of the missions, and that meant you unlocked a special costume, you'd be able to say, hey, I've got this. And I guess it's a silly thing, but to some people, when they play these games for a while, you start wishing for a little bit more. And that's why I've moved to the PC version of this game, because, believe it or not, there is a bloody palace for Vergil now on the PC, and only available through mods, which is absolutely fantastic. If you're interested in that kind of thing and you have the PC version, or you're thinking that, you know, hey, I'd really love to play more as Vergil, but I'm really disappointed that you only get 6 missions, well, this is perfect, because that's exactly what that gives you, and it's fantastic. Because if you're like me and you enjoy the combat in these games, in this game in particular, and you enjoy the combat system that they developed specifically for Vergil, and I think didn't utilize properly at all, then the Bloody Palace is perfect, because you get 100 waves more, if you want, of completely customizable enemies. You can fill up the list with absolutely ridiculous enemies. You can have like 3 witches and 2 butchers and a tyrant and about 1 million of the little rage puppies and a couple of rages. You can have 5 rages at once if you want to. It's... I don't know. After playing the leaderboard game and figuring out how to get the best scores and kind of getting a bit bored with that, I've moved on, I think. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I think if you're interested in this game, you're interested in this DLC specifically, and you have the money, and you have the computer, buy the game. You'll be doing yourself a favour. Anyway, this has been Hero of Canton. Thank you for watching my second episode of the sensational playthrough of Vergil's Downfall. I hope to see you on the next one.